Headingley has welcomed many semi-finals in its history since that first Rugby League Challenge Cup final way back in 1897, and it certainly welcomes a cracker for us this afternoon. Widnes and Halifax for the semi-final, the most tense of matches. These players are so near to Wembley, yet after 80 minutes they could be so far away from the dreams. Halifax well supported, good strong side. Halifax have a full strength side, very powerful pack in Beavers and Neller and Dixon, and we should see some strong runs down the midfield, I think, from those three. And behind, it's nice to see Gary Stevens happily recovered from the hamstring trouble and resuming his half-back partnership. And Widnes, well, I've never seen a side as nervous. They call this side the Cup Kings, but I was on the pitch earlier with coach Doug Lawton, and they certainly look nervous. A lot of youngsters in this side, a lot of whom have never played at Wembley, but especially they're without the regular full-back John Myler, and they bring in Duncan Platt to assume the goal-kicking duties. And a surprise, I think, at loose forward. Youngster Paul Hume preferred to the Great Britain loose forward Harry Pinner, but Harry's not quite yet fully match fit after injury, and I expect we'll see him on possibly in the last half hour. But certainly a very good crowd here from both Widnes and Halifax. Over 10,000 supporters have travelled from Halifax. I understand they've had to shut down one or two shops and supermarkets that normally open on a Saturday afternoon, so that town centre certainly deserted. Good following and a friendly crowd. And I think referee Kevin Allett from Southport's handling his first semi-final. He'll be looking for a friendly match too, just a shake with the maskets. And a toss up there, Kurt Sorensen, the Widnes skipper, changing round, and Chris Anderson, this player coach from Canterbury Bankstown in Australia. A lot of our Australian viewers will no doubt be hoping that this lad can take Halifax to the final of the Silk Cut Challenge Cup on May the 2nd. Done a fine job for Halifax. But this Widnes side, renowned cup fighters. The tension here really mounting, and a good long kick from Anderson. Picked up by Rick Thackeray. Widnes in the white jerseys and the black edgings, and Halifax in the very traditional colours. First wore these blue and white hoops way back when they were a rugby union club in 1874. And already, Maurice, Widnes using this very strong wind, aren't they?
They are indeed, Ray, and I think this will be a feature of whichever team plays towards the dressing room end because of this tremendous wind blowing down the field. But of course, Widnes will be looking to a big game, I feel sure, from Kurt Sorensen, the experienced New Zealand forward, but kicking will play a big part.
Referee Mr. Allett just having trouble with this dog. Every time we seem to come to Headingley, this black dog seems to get onto the pitch. Why people bring a dog to a rugby match, I don't know. And it's most unnerving, I think, for these players. They want to get on with the game and they can't. Widnes still driving down the middle here, looking for that first try. But Widnes have the strong wind behind them. And I think, Maurice, they've certainly got to get some points on the board this half, haven't they?
Yes, playing with this really heavy gale behind them, and the kicking game's been quite good, but I don't think enough of it yet, really. I think they should have been peppering the bottom corner there at Headingley and taking position from those kicks.
Myler, oh, that's a good tackle. But he got the ball away to Platt. Darren Wright, and that's 2 or 3 times Darren Wright has dropped that ball. No need for Rick Thackeray, witness number 2 there, to interfere. No need at all. Referee Mr. Allett of Southport, right on the spot, already given the decision. And he looks to be enjoying himself, I think, Kevin Hallity. Very good referee, referees a lot of school games and amateur clubs. Halifax ball. Anderson. Well held by Myler. Halifax, the slight favourites for this match, but of course one can never discount Widnes with the great cup history. And a penalty. Colin Whitfield. Could be a very difficult kick this for Whitfield against the wind. And he elected to put it high. Doesn't gain many yards, but at least in rugby league you retain possession. So 6 tackles to Halifax. Beavers. Halifax won the cup 4 times in their history. Last winners in 1939. A lot to play for today. Pendlebury. And I think 1 or 2 of our Australian friends watching this match who have criticised British Rugby League in the past for the lack of solid defence. Well, I really do think we've tightened up, and I think this match is showing a little bit of it, Morris, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. There's been some big hits from both sides, and again, the operative thing is that the game seems to have been a bit bogged down in the middle of the field now. If you're not going to use a kicking game, and both defences are on top as they are, this is where the game's going to be played.
A drop out then beneath the post. To Wilson. Grant Ricks, very dangerous lad this. Started off quietly when he started for Halifax this season. Nella, oh, that's a good pass to McCallion. First time Halifax have really been in this Widnes 25. Pendlebury to Eady. This lad, number 1, Graham Eady, 33 years of age, Australian. Oh, that's a good ball to Ricks. Well, why he came inside there, I don't know. He had Scott Wilson outside him, but the 6th tackle. Stevens. Oh, and Sullivan. Sullivan has to make desperately sure there, and it is a dropout because one of the Widnes players kicked it over the line first. So the pressure now really on Widnes. Duncan Platt. And not a good kick. We had a lot of rain overnight, and the pitch, although in good condition, is carrying a lot of rain on top. Halifax using these big strong men now. McCallion. 3 tackles gone in this sequence. Pendlebury. Oh, he's still going, he's put it to himself, and it's a try! Yes! You can do that in rugby league. The ball has to be put on the floor. It can be played either way. And give credit to John Pendlebury. He spotted the gap, he took advantage of it. A crafty loose forward. And it's 4 points to Halifax. Good piece of rugby that. Good quick thinking. Signed for £25,000 from Salford early in the season, this lad.
And here we see some tremendous quick thinking by John Pendlebury. And a little shuffle to his right here, not held. He gets up quickly, taps the ball forward, and a tremendous try.
And the wind causing havoc again with the ball there. Colin Whitfield shouldn't have too many problems with this. That's if he can get the ball stuck up on the sand. I think here this putting the ball on the sand in these very, very strong, blustery conditions, it might be better if he resorted back to the old-fashioned method of kicking, whereby he dug a hole in the ground with his heel or his toe. But this seems to be the Australian fashion. And he's had success this season, 90 goals already. Gary Stevens coming to help him. This lad signed from Wigan specifically for this job of goal kicking. And he gets it. Yes, it was worth all the trouble, worth all the effort. So 6 points to 0 for Halifax from the first attack of the match. And I'm sure that the Halifax player coach Chris Anderson, well, he'll be delighted with that against this wind. But a long way to go, and we know Widnes' qualities. Scott. Colin Whitfield. Significantly, Halifax taking the ball away from very close positions, attacking half-back and first receiver, driving it in, settling them down. Very often, Morris, when a side has scored a try, they soon have one against them, don't they?
They do indeed, Ray. But the Halifax defence seems very well organised under Chris Anderson's coaching. Typical Australian, straight line defence, hit and shuffle and covering all the gaps. And by the look of it right now, they don't appear as though Widnes have the know-how to breach it.
And indiscipline there from the skipper, Kurt Sorensen, moved back 10 yards for arguing. That's the last thing Widnes want at the moment. They've got to concentrate on the game and play that fluent rugby we know they're capable of. Nell. These two props, Neller and Beavers, were the two lads who did all the damage in that third round we saw on grandstand against Hulkinson Rovers. They beat them in the third round, 35 points to 7. Anderson. Stevens at the hub of things, Pendlebury. Not the biggest of loose forwards, in fact, light for a loose forward, but a very good footballer, a good creative player. Ricks. Oh, that's a good dummy. He's got it away. Wilson. Now then, can Neller get over? Oh, no. Ooh, well, Keith Neller almost there, but good recovery there from little David Hume. And Widnes now, backs to the wall. And the touch judge there spotted an incident. Mr. Meredith having a word with a Halifax player. Looks to be Graham Beavers. And I think I know what Kevin Hallett's saying to him. Look, let's not have any messing or on this pitch. I'm in charge. And a good relieving penalty to Widnes. And a good kick from Platt. I think he's got over those early few minutes of nerves. Oh, and just look at Sorensen go.
Just lacking a bit of support there, Ray. Sorensen breached the Halifax defence for the first time in the game. Looked to his right and there was no one streaming onto his pass.
Platt. That's a difficult one for Graham Eady. Oh, perfectly judged. Oh, and a good pass to George. I think Will George should have made more of that. Whitfield. Pendlebury. Just note how John Pendlebury carries this ball. He carries it away from his body in order to get that pass out, the short pass backing up. Anderson. That's That's a good ball. It's swirling in the wind. All well taken by Platt. A very good testing kick there for that youngster, and he was up to it.
That's the midfield bomb I was talking about earlier, and I think young Platt wants testing with more of these. Of course, the pressure is applied straight on Halifax again, on Widnes again inside their own 25.
Sullivan. Not seen a lot of this young scrum half, just signed from the amateur league game, but coach Doug Lawton rates him very, very highly. Platt again. Very safe, very sound here, Graham Eady. Something of a gamble, this lad, when he signed for Halifax at the beginning of the season. He'd been retired in Australia for 3 seasons, but certainly had a good comeback. Nella. Anderson. Both of these half-backs, Stevens and Anderson, either the first receiver. Oh, that's a good kick by Pendlebury, a master kick by Pendlebury. He kept it low because of the strength of the wind, slotted it through, and Halifax, yards from the line. Halifax still leading just that one try by Pendlebury himself, and the Whitfield conversion, 6 points to 0. And Andy Sullivan to put the ball in. Oh, that's a good heel, Stevens. No. The referee, Mr. Allert, judging an infringement there. Foot up.
You need 10 years, then, Philip. Use the ball!
Well, 1 or 2 of the Widnes section of the crowd screaming, use the ball, use the ball. And I really do think they've got to do in this half. They've got to move it about. These one-man forward drives, all probes, not really getting anywhere against this solid Halifax tackling. Platt. With George. Widnes conducted their own personal War of the Roses this season. They've beaten Castleford, Bradford and Leeds in the earlier rounds, and yet another Yorkshire side up against them. That's a difficult ball for Thackeray.
I think Rick Thackeray's play there was to link up with young Platt inside him, Ray, and not carry the ball into the heart of the Halifax chasers. He ran into a very hard tackle, a very big hit there by Mick Scott and Nella, and of course lost the ball.
This John Grant Ricks, oh, he's fast now, then he's got pace, this boy. Sullivan's chasing him, but I think Ricks is going to make it to the line. He does. What a magnificent try. It came out of the blue. It came from nothing. He looked to be trapped in midfield there with 2 or 3 tacklers all around him. And then, as they say in rugby league, there's no substitute for pace. And this boy from the East Club in Brisbane, well, he's repaid the Halifax side back. Tremendous effort, especially when we realise running into a very, very strong headwind.
And there we see Halifax will just regain possession from Thackeray losing the ball. And this superb slicing run by Ricks as he beats 2 tackles, holds off young Platt, veers to his left, spins back his ears, sticks his nose towards a corner flag. Look at this despairing effort by young Sullivan, and he got him for a beautifully taken try.
match-winning try, possibly. And this difficult kick here. Difficult kick here for Colin Whitfield. And again, having trouble with the ball. The ball there perched precariously on the top of that mound of sand. And John Pendlebury, I think, asking, does he want a hand? And he does. Or better still, a finger on the top of that ball. Colin Whitfield rightly wanting to have that ball perfect. Goal kicks win semi-finals. No, just to the left. To the left.
And there we see that it was Halifax in possession, and there Grant Rick steps to his left, beats one tackle, beats two tackles, sees the chance on the outside of young Platt, goes for it, pins back his ears. He can see the line approaching him. He's heading for the corner. Look at the despairing attempt by young Sullivan at half-back, and what a brilliant try.
And what a start to Halifax, 10 points to 0.
Halifax are in a nice position there, just a few seconds to go to half-time. If anything happens in that few seconds, you won't miss it, of course, and we'll be back for the second half. But right now, we're picking up our third race of the afternoon. Before we do that, the result